Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is EJayShonte with I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through, my podcast. Today's therapy session is social media, the voice inside our heads. First, I want to let you guys know that this is going to be my last podcast. This is going to be airing April 25th, and I will return on June, whatever the first Monday is in June. Monday, is typically the day that I release. The month of May is a really bad month for me, so I am going to take a hiatus. May 8th is Mother's Day, and as many of you know, my mother passed away 5 years ago, so I don't feel like I have a mother. May 16th, my brother was murdered a little over 20 years ago, so I don't like that day either. May 20th, my mother actually passed away, and that day sucks. And then May 30th is her birthday. So there are quite a few really shitty days that I have in May that just keep me in a place. So what I would like to do this month is try to find some coping skills and some ways to kind of handle the month and see what I can do to make myself not be in such a funk when those times come around. Another way to celebrate or another way to feel more positive about the month of May, because for the past 5 years it has just pretty much sucked monkey balls. But I am not going to leave without my very last podcast for my first season. This is season 1, episode 12. I have a total of 12 episodes on I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. Please check me out. Follow, listen, I am on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a number of other ones that just you can have access to at any kind of way. So anyway, today's therapy session, social media, the voice in our heads. So one of the things that I've learned since I've started watching TikTok videos is there are some very opinionated people and some very misinformation that's given out there. And also a lot of lives on there that are just not real, just not real beyond what I could have ever imagined. And one of the reasons I'm so shocked and surprised about what goes on there is because I did disconnect from social media for a year. Back in September of 2019, I decided that I no longer wanted to connect with people. It had just become overwhelming to a point to where I just couldn't handle social media and what was going on in my real life at the same time. So I had what most people would call a mental break or manic, and I just shut the whole world off. So what I did is September 17, 2019, I decided to disconnect all my social media sites. I took myself off of Facebook. I took myself off of Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I never had a TikTok before, so I didn't have to worry about that. Changed my phone number, and there was literally no way to contact me verbally. I had an email address, but I didn't think many people had my email address because I really didn't email many of my friends. So I wasn't really concerned about that at that time until it became a problem. But I did disconnect because the shit you see on social media just kind of blows your mind sometimes. And watching that and seeing the collaboration of all the bad things that's going on, just all over the place with your friends and not with your friends, it can become overwhelming when you're trying to work through your own mental health issues. So I just disconnected. It was a bit more than I found myself being able to handle. So I found myself spending more time, engaging in somebody else's drama or joy instead of concentrating on my own. So I did a complete halt. I then changed my phone numbers and then disconnected from the world. Like I said before, I wiped my family and my friends slate clean. I had declared that at that point I had no friends and I had no family, and I had to redo everything all over again. This time I decided I was going to do my circle from the outside in instead of inside out. So let me explain what I'm saying. So this time, instead of trying to impress people or worry about trying or becoming their friend or worrying about how I act in reflection to whether or not they're going to be my friend, I will wait to see who sought me out to continue to be my friend. And slowly I would be contacted by one friend after another, and from those friends I would give them conditions of being able to continue to be my friend. So in other words, it was like I took the time to reflect on who I was and what I was going through, and I knew what I could and could not handle after that evaluation. And then once people started reaching back out to me, surprisingly, some of them even knew my email address, which blew my mind. Reached out to me. I decided that I would give them a heads up before I, gave them my new phone number, and gave them the option based on what I was going to tell them about me and where I'm going, whether or not they wanted to continue to be my friend or not. So the email that I sent to the people that did reach out to me, or the ones that did find me, it pretty much went as follows. It said, I've gone through quite the turmoil in my life, and in order for me to be a friend, or in order for you to be my friend, you would have to understand that I have mental issues that cause me to literally be at least 5 people. Not bipolar or not like multiple personality disorder kind of thing. It's just, I know my moods, they change a lot, especially with the meds, the therapy, the psychiatrist, and, my regular household issues. Ain't no telling who I wake up being the next day. For the older generation, I was literally a Sybil. So anyway, it told them that I won't call all the time. I won't answer every time. There are times I go dark and I can't communicate very well and won't. My love is unconditional. So you will always have to be able to have a conversation with me without being offended forever. You have to have a conversation with me knowing that whatever I say is coming from the foundation of love and will never be so harsh or so evil or detrimental to where I would try to hurt you. Just me expressing myself and you being able to handle me expressing myself. Then I went on to say, you have to know me well enough to know that no matter what happens, our relationship's foundation is from love. So we can speak freely, even when I'm relationship wrong. Please correct me, and please don't take it personal, but be able to discuss where you feel like I'm not being understanding. And at the same rate, I have to be able to do the same thing. This is not a one-sided friendship. These are the things that I'm going to be willing to give to whoever decides to be my friend, and just letting them know up front, these are going to be the things that I expect in return to be my friend. And then at that point, if they agree, they'd have to agree to these conditions, and under those circumstances, I will call them from my phone and give them my new phone number. Some of it worked, some of it didn't work. Like in the first beginning, I would get people that would pretend that they were looking for me because they were so concerned and so worried about me. But it wouldn't take long for the bullshit to start. And another reason that I started to do that is because a lot of times I was blaming myself for a lot of the bad relationships that I had in my life. And a lot of what I was feeling was because I felt like it was my fault. The things that people would say to me and things that people would do to me, I always felt like I opened myself up for those things that happened to me. But this time I sat back and was like, wait a minute, bitch. Hold on. Bitch in the nicest word. I know I'm a queen. Hold on, sweetie. Ain't no wrong with you. You are awesome as fuck. Like, you have been a great friend. Not perfect, but a great friend. I have always done everything that I possibly can do to make my friends happy. I've surprised parties. I've thrown showers. I've done any and everything that I can that I thought would make a person that's in my life know that they are loved by me. So if I made a mistake or if I did something wrong, in no way in hell am I about to make all these people make me think that there's something wrong with me, because ain't a damn thing wrong with me. I got my flaws like everybody else in this world got their flaws, but to demonize me or to try to make me feel like that I am less than, or to try to make me feel like that the wrong that I've done is just so astronomical, it's just beyond understanding, I wasn't about to let that shit happen no more. That was a done deal. I'm good people. I have always been good people. My mama taught me to be good people. My mama was good people. In no way would I disgrace her legacy by being anything less than the magnificent, wonderful, crazy, fun, exciting person that she was. And my mama took care of everybody, from my grandmama all the way down to my wheelchair, cousin who couldn't walk or do anything for himself. She did it for everybody. So I know I have that trait, and I have always used that trait. And for some reason, instead of focusing on that beautiful trait that my mama blessed me with, I focused on the evil that people tried to make me feel like that I was because of my attitude or how I responded or my smart ass mouth or my inability to control my temper at times. That wasn't the basis of me. A lot of that times that people saw me at that point is the reaction to what has been said or done to me. And instead of me going, well, why did they do that to me? I would always ask myself, oh, maybe I didn't have to respond like that. But that's not me. That's not my personality. That's not what I do. I let you know how I feel. I don't give a damn how you feel about it. And you can either take it from a place of love or you can be offended. Because I had no problem with people telling me how they felt about me and how they felt. And I didn't get angry about it. I mean, if that's how they felt, that's how they felt. So my newfound relationships are going to be based on mutual understanding of each other and being able to get past that and being able to help each other heal mentally and, relationship wise. So family was kind of different. I love my family with every ounce of my soul, and I write books for a living, and I have a podcast. That is how I earn my living. But in no way will I ever do what I see is done for people to gain clout, earn money, become famous, sell books, or what I believe is my true calling, and that is to help as many people as I possibly can heal and work through their mental health when they feel no one else is listening. I will never exploit my family. I will never embarrass them. I will never leak their business. This goes for my friends too. I will never tell their stories without permission or disown them to get followers, listeners, or likes. I will never embarrass my family like that. My family's business is my family business, and I was always taught growing up that you keep family business in the family. So while my family wows out every now and again, or some shit is always said, or some shit is always done, that ain't nobody's business but our own. And I don't give a damn if I stay broke for the rest of my life. I will not drag my friends or my family through any of this shit that I see these people on this social media platform doing to earn clout or viewers or followers or likes. It's not worth it. I am not trading that beautiful, crazy, insane family that I have for no amount of money. I'm not selling my soul to the devil. That's just not gonna happen. If as a friend or even as a family you've ever told me something, I don't care whether we still talking or not, those words are between us, and that's where they're gonna stay. Now, don't get me wrong, I do gossip. I gossip. If somebody tell me some good shit, don't get me wrong, I will laugh, and I might pass it to like my best friend, or I might pass it to like my sister, who I know won't say nothing, like something like that, because it gets a good laugh every now and again. But it never goes further than that. It's not like I pick up the phone, call 1,000 people. Oh, guess what I heard? No, it's more like a itty bitty tiny, just like group of people that like call me and be like, "Girl, did you hear?" Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Now, the good, yeah, I get a good laugh every now and again. But the bad part is, once I indulged back on social media, it was a shit show. Like, I think I stayed gone too long, because by the time I got back on social media, it was, oh my God, it was a mind-blowing experience. First of all, I had to get back on Facebook because once I started my podcast, it requires you to have a Facebook business page. Now, mind you, I did have like a bootleg Facebook page, but that was just so I wouldn't lose my place with my games like, Candy Crush and,